How's it going, guys? C-Zer Ramirez here, also known as DJ C-Zer. Been DJing since 1996, and when I got started in the early digital era of Serato, that's really actually before Serato was Scratch Live, and that's where I got my practice of digital media. After, unfortunately, my vinyl got stolen in college, so that's my quick story. Is I got started at very beginning stages of analog to digital conversion, which was the records converting into MP3s, and now they're all time lapse type. They're time coded records where you can drop the needle and then play the MP3, which is a pretty cool deal. And then they also had it for CD decks, and then now for MP3 controllers or digital controllers. So today, what I'm going to be talking about is organizing your music. So I actually have a document I wrote up, and it hasn't changed much. Maybe the pictures of the GUI interface, the graphical user interface of iTunes has changed, but um, it hasn't really changed much. I think if you search organizing MP3 Serato, you should be able to find my link. There it is right there. So it's Serato, djcaesar.com Serato guide. If you click on that, um, you can fill out this form if you want to get more information on upcoming deals that I train on. But if you click on here, MP3 tagging, Serato and iTunes, organizing your music, and then batch audio adjusting. This is to keep all the audio at the same levels. But let's click on organizing your music. I talk about how to keep music in folders. Unfortunately, iTunes, again, this is an old screenshot of Windows XP iTunes. I'm on the Mac right now, so it works pretty similar. And iTunes tries to organize your music by having these boxes checked where it says keep iTunes music folder organized, copy files to iTunes music folder when adding to the library. Well, for whatever reason, it's exactly what happened to me. I had my music under iTunes, and it wasn't in iTunes Media. For some reason, iTunes added this folder called iTunes Media. Everything was outside my music folder. On top of that, look what happened to all my organized folders. I have folders that were alternative, disco, old school hip hop, and then all that music fell in between those folders. So everything was organized by genres. Unfortunately, everything got dropped because iTunes decided to organize all my music under, looks like, artist. So if you click on these, you'll see there's a song right there, and it's all messed up. This may not be important to people that don't organize their music, but this is what happens when your folders are all messed up. According to iTunes, this can be fixed. Rather, according to Serato, this can be fixed as long as the folders exist somewhere else. Well, as you can see, my folders don't exist anywhere else because everything's all been messed up under the artist now. So if we click on this song right here, you'll see at the bottom here it says the track cannot be found under the folder Billboard Top 40 Singles 2000, 2000, and 2000 there. So everything's been all messed up. So the only way to fix this is for me to bring my folders back from a backup source. If you haven't done this, I highly encourage you to do this. You want to back up your music very nicely somewhere. So I'm going to pull up the folder I have here under Google Drive so I can show you. Let's see if I'm connected. I'm not, so let me go open that up. So as you can see here, I pulled up my Google Drive and I've backed up my music here. I also have it backed up locally, but you'll see how I have everything organized under acapellas, alternative, ballads, Billboard Top USA Singles. That was the folder we were just looking at, and you can see they're all broken down into different ones. These are all the top 40 songs from every single year in the Billboard. So 1980s is broken down into 1980 by year. And when I drop these into Serato, I don't typically add these by year, but I do the main decade. So I do like 1980s, as you can see on the left hand side there. There's 1980s, but you can see that all this has been stripped. You know, the way it's been coded on the file. Look how it's been renamed. It's all been stripped by iTunes. So I essentially, fortunately, I backed everything up. I have to move everything back over, but it's just a pain. So make sure to have that disabled before you start importing your music. So if you open up iTunes, you want to go over to File. Actually, it's under iTunes, Preferences, and before importing any type of music for your music into iTunes, if you organize your stuff there, which I do show that in my document on how to do that. I recommend iTunes because it's cleaner to organize stuff. You want to go to the Advanced tab, and then make sure Keep iTunes Media Folder Organized is unchecked, and also Copy Files to iTunes Folder when adding to the library. Those two. And that's it. Very key thing. So hopefully this nugget saves you guys from a mess that I have to go clean up now. But fortunately, you always want to back up stuff. Always have a backup of a backup. I have mine backed up on Google Cloud. I also have it backed up on a second drive, which is local here, which is faster for me to transfer. So I'll be putting that drive in here and putting everything back. So the last thing I want to talk about as well is genres. When I bring in new music, the genres aren't always the way I want. So like I'll have alternative punk here. You'll see there's only one song here. Then I'll have alternative rap. I'll just call it rap instead of alternative rap. There's no other tracks in there. So instead of having all these messy genres, I like to come in here and just clean all these up. So I gotta go back and fix the mess that iTunes created, and then I'll be back here to organize all my genres again. But keep everything organized cleanly, and then you won't have these problems. So any additional questions I can answer, I'd be happy to. I'm using Serato DJ on a USB controller now to pack light, but also if you're using Serato Live, Scratch Live, it's the same idea. So Final Scratch was my very first one by it got sold out to a different company, but originally it was Stanton that owned it, and now it's like I don't even know who owns it. I haven't kept up with them, but most DJs that I've coached and trained have been using Serato and DJ. So if you want to know more about my training, you can go check me out at djc.com and then send me a message. If you're a parent, you want to teach your kids on how to DJ, that's something I've been doing here for the last few years. I've been DJing for over 20 years, nightclubs, private parties, weddings, and very key things about learning how to read your crowd. I see a lot of DJs out there making a mistake of playing what they want to play, not so much for the people, but for themselves, and it's a sad deal. So you got to remember who's paying the bill. The venue is, keep the people happy, bring the girls out to the dance floor, and the men will follow. That's my nugget for you guys. This is DJ C-Zer. We'll talk to you guys soon. Hope you're having a great day. See you on the next one.